BBL already in that qualification spot. It is the head-to-head between those three teams that make the difference if they were to align. But obviously, if GX go 3, 3 is bigger than 2, and that's all you need to know.
Thank you very much for that insight, Tom. That's why we brought him out today. Eternal Fire on the attack side, and it's going to be mid that's pressured early alongside the Prowlers going out on A, keeping 3 of GX in position for the time being. The defensive side for GX, as one main factor to those rotations is going to be Ara. He can quickly reposition, now finding himself up in Heaven B just as the forces are rallying to push on forward. They heard someone drop down, but still wary of a trap being set. Nicely done by Echo, but Flickless! He's got 4, and Necky's all alone on the other side of the map. The spike down, and a solid start to split for GX by the looks of things.
Yeah, I think we saw the pistol stats at the beginning. It was something like 77%, which is truly absurd statistics to go alongside this squad. Getting those early starts has been a big part, and as it was mentioned on the desk, their defense of this map has been fantastic. Normally starting out on the attack side a lot of the time and having to sort of bring the game back into their favor. This time they get to start on the stronger side of the map for them. Maybe a choice being made by Eternal Fire. And now for Necky,
30 seconds left.
The problem he has now is that time has gone so far that the GX players have realized that even if he grabs the spike from here on out, he's going to have to go towards B, so they can just stack on the B side. They don't actually have to defend it aggressively.
Yeah, I think Flickless just saw it still there as well. 12 seconds. The round's already theirs.
10 seconds
but
left.
Flickless wants that final kill, and he'll get it! An ace in the first round for GX, and, well, Vitality, you've got to be sweating.
yeah, that's not what you want to see, especially with a lot of the talking points of this squad recently have been how good Ara's been, how good Westside's been, and maybe at some points that Flickless hasn't been having the greatest of games with all the role swap he's having to do. That is a very, very good way to start out the game.
Yeah, Flickless as well, like we've seen him reach such highs. That's his second ace in VCT EMEA though, despite having a lot of good performances over the years. It's rare to see him pick up all 5, but he'll do it to kick off this series if that's any sign of what's to come. Eternal Fire gonna have to step up to the plate, already moving in quickly to the A site, but Ara's dispatching them all! We were close to 2 aces in 2 rounds, robbed by 1, but an in-zone flawless sets GX up for a very strong early half.
An incredibly quick start to this game, and I don't mind the ideas from Eternal Fire. Like, just try and get in nice and fast, try and overwhelm.
Come on, guys. Come on, Cloud. Insane. Let's go.
Already building up a lot of ultimate orbs.
He killed 4 people, and he's like, insane, Cloud. Insane, you got that first guy through the smoke. Well done, bro. This is fair enough.
I need teammates like that. It's like the guy who's boosting you being like, oh, good job. Well, you killed an eco
aces,
guy.
but he's like, good flash, man. God, that flash won us the round, bro. That was crazy.
You staying out of my way, that was so
you
good.
Just not getting involved? Love it, love it. Do that more. But 2-0 start, as we said, for Ara as well. He's been someone that has been picking up the pace as time's gone on. Echo might not have been spotted there. Jumps up the rope and catches Ara off guard. Puts him to bed early. And for GX, that's one of the big rifles that they've got down inside of A main. Echo not looking to stop anytime soon. This is the role of a Viper, but going through that smoke, it's a little much. And Cloud will punish GX. Now able to give up that control in Heaven, trading out for the man advantage, and Grabinho makes it even better with the Snakebite aiding. The Spectre deadly from below, and Eternal Fire stepping into every trap. GX 3v1 even with Necky finding the first. It would need to be a huge clutch, and his movement almost got him there.
Yeah, it always gets a little bit dangerous. You see the individual skill that comes out from the Eternal Fire players, but these are the things, like we talk about Echo as one of the brightest sparks, one of the youngest talents in the league, someone who was only able to play for this stage. Some of the risks he takes on this map in particular, are just mad. Like, I've seen him run down mid with a judge and jump through smokes and try and get kills. He could be fantastic, but he could also, at times, be a little bit of a burden. We'll have to see how this goes. A very early pause from the side of Eternal Fire, clearly wanting to stem the bleeding early. and make sure this one doesn't get too far out of control. But for GX, economically, an unbelievable start.
Oh yeah, it really is. And more so about the confidence build-up for Flickless and Ace. For Ara, that 4K is more value on that than I think most are. It's great to see because he was a player who really was up and down last year.
Yeah, he has and can be a little inconsistent at times. I think his one poor performance was the Waylay Pearl, and then he played it again and
against
had a really
Pacific,
good,
he was strong.
a really good Waylay Pearl. So it definitely seems like, and that's actually where I want to give credit, especially to the coaching staff of GX, which I think the players do as well. They are not normally the best in the early weeks, but give them the data, give them things to look back at. I think they're one of the best teams in Europe at improving what they already have, like working with what they've got and getting better as the season goes. And well, if these first few rounds are anything to go by, they are getting better and better and better. The chance for another flawless round, Izzy with a shorty in the corner, is all that really stands in their way, and they're going to know roughly where he is. Especially with the spike down. They don't really need to push this other than just to save themselves some time.
I'm not getting too worried about losing this round dominantly and in-zone flawless for GX. Eternal Fire called a pause, don't manage to find it. It is what it is. But it's more so coming in to the next one, the rifle round. Because the round they lost here is just with pistols. That's why you can brush it off. But if the next one is dominant, then I'm really worried, because we speak about this GX roster as the sleeping giants. They reached the peak champions last year. They managed to contend with some of the best out there, and we could have even seen them run further. But then they came into kickoff and they looked poor. And that's what I don't want to see, is a continuation of that trend. It's not what we've seen here, but if they dominate in round number 5, then we start to think for Eternal Fire, has the spark gone out? And again, they're not coming in here fighting for their own survival. They're in playoffs. It's Vitality watching from the sidelines, hoping that they can find that spark that they had earlier on in the stage.
Already a bad start to this round. Favian down, and it almost seems like this is turning from a blip into more of a nightmare. Izzy will at least be able to find a response, but again, it's at the cost of another player. Echo gone once more. They do have a bit of an opening towards this A side of the map. It definitely seems like Izzy is aware that someone could be in this corner. Pinging close, but no, never mind, it's not checked. It's traded eventually, and they still need to deal with Ara within the site to level things up. His teammates are far away, but he's doing well, holding his ground, making sure the back of the site can't be cleared, making sure this doesn't end up in an equal scenario. And now, once again, with a teammate nearby, Necky's in trouble.
Yeah, he's been spotted as well. Barrel gave him away. Slips to the site, but he's been seen yet again. Standing his ground against 2. But Westside from above, the headshot machine at it again. 5-0, not dominantly, but the scoreline has some domination of its own. This defensive side might have been tested, but Eternal Fire still find a failing grade.
This is damning, to say the least. As said, the last teams that played this map versus GX, BBL and Pacific, had good first halves. Then GX went into the defense and were dominant. 8-2, 8-3. Eternal Fire obviously opted to give them that defensive side start, because this is the pick of GX. Try and take them on the attack. And while so far, that is going horrifically.
Well, it is always better to find the win in your sails in that second half.
If you get a chance to.
But that's the thing. you really need some sort of runway to build up that speed and get back into the game right now. Opening pick goes to GX. Necky again. The one to find a spark of hope, and fanning the flames is odd as in mid. Shutting down Grabinho, leaving B completely open. Now, the defensive side has effectively no control on the map. They have to make up for that, but the decision they've made is to send Flickless down mid. His timing will be everything. A player already caught down below, and their teammates not close by enough to trade. He's easily able to slip away and reset back into the 3v3, and when numbers are even, GX have looked better.
They've looked better in every scenario thus far, but that 4v3 looked dangerous. Now the Prowler's gone through. Flickless timing once again. He's been spotted though. A solo fight. Favian goes back alone. And a response being attempted by Izzy again though. They've at least been able to trade onto one. Ara's ultimate popped in the form of the overdrive, and Flickless taking space. He'll be dropped, leaving just one alone. A 1v2 for Ara. He's hoping someone makes a mistake. Necky's been a safe pair of hands so far. I don't expect him to go any wider than he already has. Is he, though? He's getting tempted. He's getting tempted to take this face. This pre-fire through the wall will at least do some damage, and now looks to chase down his prey. But I'll be honest, Mitch, that made me a little nervous.
I mean, Necky was a couple pixels away from getting destroyed, and even the wallbang there could have been pulled into play. If he just took another millisecond to let go of that W key and his little crouch forward. Luckily, though, Eternal Fire, they land the round 5-1, survive with 2, but the op carried forward for GX. And they'll attempt to bounce back, continue this dominance right afterwards. Again, Necky's been really impressive so far. I think doing a lot of work, but that one comes down to a spam through the smoke to give them the advantage to start, at least equalize the playing field to start with.
Well, yeah,
a little bit of luck.
I think as well, the thing that's really worrying me so far is that Fabian, when he's on, best player in the server. Like, pretty much any server he's been in so far in this stage. Right now, I think he's overcompensating. 0 and 6, they had themselves an okay position, went for a solo fight, almost gave the round away.
Well, GX just lost the round. Let's see what the vibes are like as they face round 7.
Just holding this. Anything on the up? Nothing on it, nothing on it.
Mid. I cannot.
It's okay, I want to push it,
Two mid.
I will just flash, I will.
Running me down, groupie.
I'm ready to help you.
Be heaven. Two be heaven. B split looks like, guys.
I'm running.
Nice boys. Nice.
Two more heaven, one B main should be.
You know
Or
what?
I mean. Carlos.
One more, Raptors.
Raptor. That's a no.
No info last. I have CT.
Okay.
Go to them, Cloud.
Yeah. I can
Can
heal
you respect
you.
me, man?
Are you holding everything?
I'm getting close to you if you can.
Holding everything?
Yeah,
I'm holding
me.
heaven.
I'm healing.
Okay.
Nice! Good job, groupie.
Please stay in hold. Bro, please, Cloud, reach to me, please.
I love that as well. Just a little check-in as the chaos turns to Cam, making sure all the boxes are ticked, every position covered, and Grubby even himself to finish off with a 3-piece. Very nicely done.
It sounds like a funny combo. Are we holding everything? It's like, oh, all right. High expectations, Kyle. Like, come on.
But it's good.
No,
Just
I'm not
making sure,
holding aim, mate.
Please stay in hold. Bro, please,
making sure all those gaps are filled. It's important. Not losing sight of their goals, which isn't just to win here. Clearly, it's to dominate 6-1. So far, GX looking like an unbreakable log, which is exactly what Eternal Fire we're looking to fix to the gate, guarding playoffs. An attempt there to TP behind. Although, look at the space taken by Izzy. He gets good ground, but so much left unchecked, uncleared, and untamed by Eternal Fire in the end. Fabian and Audaz with it all to do, and a shorty guarding the smoke will eliminate Fabian. He will stay on a pretty negative spot for now. He's 1-8.
Yeah.
And Audaz, okay, that won't be heard at least. He sneaks up top. And in comes the swing from the up, which surprisingly doesn't deal with him. Hey, he got a chance to live another second. 7-1 now for GX. Eternal Fire, that they need to find rounds soon. They are running out of time.
Yeah, the second pause already being called, and it's an interesting one for the side of Eternal Fire, because obviously right now on this map they're looking pretty uncomfortable. The defeat to
Quick series and a sad day for Vitality fans everywhere. He is on fire, 13-2. And we're 8 rounds in.
Oh yeah, GX have got to be careful he doesn't play too well. Otherwise, they're going to need to make sure he has a strong contract. That's all I'm going to say, and he's there again!
My God!
Well, it's another double. There has been a trade back, though. Flickless is still alive, but he's on the wrong side of the map. Ara just hoping to find one. Before he dips out, we find something. It's a boombot to the face. This is such an aggressive push, though, from Fabian. A risk on the outskirts of the pit. He lives to tell the tale, but again, it still feels like he's overcompensating.
Trying to get himself back into the game, but that might just do it. Flickless, the main problem for Eternal Fire, dealt with a spam through both pits. Fabian shutting down the counter pit, keeping that control fully in their hands. The spam from Corbinho, it comes close. That did quite a number on Fabian's HP, but without finding a kill, the chances looking slim, and a save will be called. Retaking with an opper, leaving it on the ground. In a failed retake, definitely not the ideal scenario. Eternal Fire get out of here with another round, much needed and just in the nick of time. despite Flickless's best efforts.
Yeah, no, it's insane how well he's currently playing. I think it was his 15th kill. He's just absolutely frying. And they almost have to try and avoid him. A good recovery, though. Like, a few ultimates had to be used. But I do think for Eternal Fire, getting a few rounds on this attack side can be enough. As said, GX have been incredible on this defense, but their attack has still been a little bit questionable thus far.
Yeah, this is very much still a salvageable half for Eternal Fire. 7-5 even against any team. Gonna be solid on that attack side. Now Ara's spotted a victim, but failed to claim the kill for Eternal Fire. The bounce back starts here. Let's jump in with their team comms.
Kurun onu.
Yedi ultiyi, Viper yedi.
Öldü.
Nice oğlum.
Açık kuruyorum direkt.
Leon gelecek direkt.
Smoke'ları yok.
Smoke'ları main'e çekebilirsiniz. Bir kere.
Log açacağım. O AP'yi al, cross koş.
Ben maçtayız beyler.
İlk bir can öldü.
Al AP'yi.
Yakın bir tane daha.
Hadi 25 oldu. Al AP'yi.
Well, he talked about them needing something to pull them back into it. Fabian especially maybe overcompensating. Well, that one might have just put the wind back in his sails. Big double to open the site. And again, it doesn't look like it's sitting heavy on them when they look at that scoreline.
No, look at the way they played the post plant. You wouldn't even know they planted the spike the way that they're fighting the end of this round. This is the thing with Eternal Fire. Like, you sit there and go, like, these are risks. These are always risks, the way that they play these rounds. But it is just their style. What makes them so difficult to play against, but also it means they are beatable. 7-3. Of course, that economy for GX hasn't gone anywhere. They've had a few flawless rounds along the way, and even still have an opportunity to buy into the next round, even if they were to lose this one. But for Eternal Fire, the finances aren't the issue. All they cared about was getting off the mark, having some rounds on the board. The fact that you've taken your second pause just after round 8 kind of tells the story about where they were. But once they get that momentum rolling, they are a very, very scary team. And now back to this sort of split pressure. Already putting the Prowlers through the spike firmly within the B side of the map, but Echo has taken a crazy amount of space. Unfortunately for him, Seekers are going to reveal him.
That's going to give the game away completely. They know that Echo's on site.
But they rotate, though.
No, not really. They're sticking around. West side, Spidey senses tingling. Ara makes it out of there with a quick slide. Now the ult going through from West side. He's going to catch two. Caught in the corner was Fabian with nothing to do, but Audas fires back. Keeping it possible with the spike rotation, but it's coming through mid, and again, Flickless looks to be the man to do the damage to win the round, and we just about catch it as the spike hits the ground. The round is basically over. 20 seconds. Players surrounding Izzy in all directions, and op in hand, he's not going for it, surely. That op carries more value in his hands than on the floor, but that is where it will rest. In the hands of Flickless perhaps. 8-3 is where we're at. Big round for GX.
Yeah, they've been playing it most of the half. I think just making sure they had some extra credits going into the next round. They didn't buy an operator again, but if you're going to be handed one for free, why not? And obviously, in that moment, it looks a little bit silly, but Audas was not expecting anybody to be that deep in mid at that point. Good read from Flickless once again, 17-4. And it's crazy, because Ara's having a great game, but he is just being completely overshadowed.
Yeah, very much so. Flickless is, I don't know where he's pulled this performance out of. It looks like now we're going to have a change of pace from Eternal Fire. Well, more a change of direction, same play. Fake towards one side, push into the other, drag those rotations. It's the B side that they're feigning presence on. And I like this, because this is where you have a bit more utility from GX. So Prowlers go out, you smoke it up, and it makes sense why they stop. They could all be waiting there to push in later. So it works well as a fake, was my point. The spike is coming to B, though, despite that early control. So now, a double fake on the cards. The slow shift towards this B side, but it has not worked. In fact, it's backfired. There's a player rotating to B. They're going to be running into a 4-man stack because the first fake worked, and now they're walking into it.
I guess as well, you've got Ara holding. The thing is, for Eternal Fire, I don't think it matters too much, and there's all the info they need. Everybody going to be sticking around this angle, just looking for the straight-up firefight, the slow drone in, and they're just getting obliterated. Echo turns up to the scene only to see the corpses of his teammates. That was a nice couple of shots,
30
but
seconds left.
He's still got 3 players on the site to deal with, 25 seconds, and they are going to peek him together. A nice attempt, a nice try, but ultimately this half belonged to GX.
Oh yes, the sleeping giants are starting to stir a big half from GX, but our questions sat with their attack side. That is the side that's coming up, so stay tuned after the break, and indeed stay tuned during it, as we've got a player feature for you with GX's Cloud right after these replays.
I think
Send them to the attack, but they gave them their favorite side first, and now we see if that pays off.
Yeah, it's interesting because when we saw the victory on split for Eternal Fire, it was, I think, a 9-2 defensive side. They're going to need slightly better than that if they want to close in regulation. Well, I don't know how Orders has managed to react to that so quickly. He's still got further pressure. At least a decent amount of damage done. GX always very good in these pistols. Grabinho is desperately trying to turn the tide. He's done well. But even still, the advantage held. A pause in momentum for a second. Fabian in a bit of an open spot, but even still it comes down to a 1 versus 2. Isolated fight still possible, but too many targets and not enough shots. It's Izzy to close. Eternal Fire have their lifeline.
Yeah, much needed as well. In that first half, a pistol would have really closed in that scoreline in their favor, but instead, it sent GX flying into the lead. It's ridiculous. He was stood in main, in the pathway, smoke in hand. They blitz towards him, and somehow he manages to back off, fire the smoke out, take a right click, and land a kill from it. And I really think that was the leg up they needed, instead of the site being instantly flooded.
I'd love to have, like, you know, the keyboard thing on screen where it's like he took this and this and this and this and this. It's just how quick all of those would be lighting up. Of course, this is just an eco. Any damage would be nice. See how much they can get. Obviously, the idea is a distraction created, but while Echo not really having too many problems here, a single kill would be nice. Unfortunately, it is absolutely nothing. An in-zone flawless for Eternal Fire. A boost to that economy, but this needs to be more than just the first couple of rounds. This needs to be a streak.
Yeah, our playoff gatekeepers starting to heat up a little bit. But as you said, you know, a pistol, the follow-up, it's nothing special. It's certainly not inspiring confidence. Those are the 3 rounds.
Check.
Maybe it is inspiring confidence. I don't know. He seemed pretty confident.
Looks like it might be. But on our impartial observer standpoint, the coin flip is over. Now the real game begins. Eternal Fire set up well for it with the last round, not being costly. They can bring a lot of bonuses in here, have a really strong buy for the next one. An AWP could even come out if they wanted. Certainly a big factor of GX's defense. But for Eternal Fire now, this round is a little bit more difficult, but not without promise. I'm wondering what Fabian's doing. I see him step out of vents. I think he's going to push mid. If they do, they'll see that space wide open. But right now, the majority of the force of Eternal Fire is set up in completely open map control. Mid, B main, they've got info, but they can't react quickly enough to this full push from GX, and that puts Neki in an awkward position. Surviving here might even be enough, but he's dropping in. He's looking for some, and finding Arrow is a big pickup.
Yeah, I guess in rounds like this, you're going to take risks. The funny thing is, I don't think it would have made a difference if this was a 4-buy. I think he would have done that anyway. Rubinho maybe not expecting anybody this soon. He definitely wasn't. A Spectre at that range, an upgrade now for Fabian. And he has started to spring to life. A couple of big rounds for him individually. A judge in the hands of Izzy. He can close the distance fast, but they still need to clear that site.
Oh, nice shot by Cloud, but more needed. Eternal Fire steaming towards the site. Izzy going to spot one, but Flickless is just gifted kill after kill. Fabian with it all to do. The nade buys him time. The blast back could do the same, but he loses the first fight, and now time against him. A chokehold. He hears the steps though, and swings just in time. The defuse is his, and Westside in the ground closes in the gap. Just 3 rounds behind now, our Eternal Fire.
I think that will be the first time the pips and cheeks clench. Because for most of this game is going up. Fabian's not even playing. It's going to be an easy one. Then you see this. And this is a mixture of insane individual brilliance, but also just having the perfect read in that moment. Like, the second he hears the steps around, he's already getting it to half, able to turn, knows he has time. That's just clever play.
Well, he had 1 kill and 8 deaths. Now he's got 9 kills and 11 deaths. You know, I think the margin's been looking a bit
Second
better.
half's looking all right.
It is. The defense a little kinder to him.
He said, how many did Flickless get in the first half? All right, I see you.
Oh, +1 it. Well, Eternal Fire still with some of those weaknesses in play, and it's the round for it. You got an Outlaw. Audaz pressured up close. That's where pistols normally thrive, but this man, being in and out of the smokes, finds so much impact. A triple for Audaz, and Eternal Fire have found their groove, the momentum in their favor, and GX 0-4 in this half.
God, it's already starting. Like, that's the thing. It's just the difference those first few rounds can make. You see the confidence brewing. You see the comfort on this side of the map. And all smiles for Eternal Fire. It's something I talked about before. Is like, I feel like this team is almost scarier when there's no pressure. Like, this isn't a team that looked like just moments ago they were 9-3 down. Like, they are laughing, they're giggling, they're having a good time.
Yep.
And for GX, this is, if we win, we qualify to playoffs. If we lose, this stage has been a failure.
We saw it from 7-1 down as well. Going in round 9, they just ran it down. They played aggressive, and it's working every time. Echoes
so much
ran
he gets
through.
away with this.
Caught Ara. Got his ult up as a response, so B Heaven is on lockdown, and they think they can walk into Vents. But Fabian, our 1-8 superstar, has turned up today.
Hello.
But he's been turned down in Vents. Fabian and Izzy falling, numbers back to even. Viper's Pit going to be completely abandoned. The Seekers go to B Heaven ×2, but they don't know the rotates already come into play. Standing on site is Neki, who's dropped immediately, and now Eternal Fire, they're on the back foot. From a 5v3, it's 2 against the numbers trying to retake.
This might be a great example of the ebb and flow. Giveth and it taketh, and Cloud will take every single member bar one. 4 kills in the round. And it is exactly what I'm talking about with Eternal Fire. They fight everything all of the time. Well, in the first couple of kills of this round, that was going swimmingly. And then they keep fighting, and they give GX a way back in, or more specifically, Cloud.
Yeah, it is one of those moments where 5v3, you're still aggressively fighting mid. It's even worse because you've given up the control. You fight in Vents, then you go back in to get Vents again. Why? You don't need to push. You're not on the attack side anymore. And sure, like you said, it works out. Echo having a nice kill onto Ara to start. But when you take risks for advantages and keep on taking risks, eventually it's going to fire right back into your face. But Fabian has caught Cloud chasing Ara. The spike gifted as a result. Outside B, there's only one player. It's just Ara to hold, and they'll trade out easily. The spike is theirs, and from 2 sites to defend. Instead, there's just 1 spot on the map for the entirety of the defense to hold.
Echo's still fighting this.
And of course, Echo's holding A Heaven. Naturally.
Technically, he is stopping them from flanking through A, but like, he takes the first battle, gets spotted, and they're just still going. Like, this is literally the epitome of this squad. Run down mid, run down B, pop a showstopper.
It's incredible. It's incredible. What happened last round? We fought and we succeeded, then we stopped fighting and tried to refight. Don't refight, just fight, just go. And that's what they do. It works out.
Down, never
exactly. Guys, I think we lost because we pushed too much. No. We lost because we didn't push enough.
Yeah.
And it's working. It's certainly getting the confidence back up. 2 rounds behind. We talked about surviving now, but they are right back in the fight. And it's GX left on a low buy that should turn this gap into just 1 round.
Echo, no surprise, has immediately fought mid. The most aggressive Viper mid you will ever see.
Get him. 1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, you know what, Groovy, I don't think you were getting away with that one.
West side dashed into vent there. And Echo, after already fighting mid aggressively, went, oh, but there's an orb up. I can just, they won't push behind me. I'll just face him. I'll just face him.
End zone flawless. He doesn't get punished. Like, Echo is basically the kid that you go, if you keep running around, you're going to bang your head on the counter. And then instead he wins $1 million. Like, maybe that's not how the saying goes exactly, but he just gets away with so much. But he's so talented with his aim that it is just hard to deal with. 10-9. Do you remember?
Not fixed. I mean, you go back to 2021, 2020. Oh my goodness, Split on the attack was, hey, we got the pistol. Let's go. We've got at least two.
We lost the second pistol. Oh no.
Game over, man. Well, early attack from Izzy. He's going to be shut down. The aggression not paying off. Let's listen in with what GX do with this.
Side. Get him, boys. I gonna.
City. Dead.
I got heaven, boys.
One city, one more. Big city on me.
I hear you. Heaven out.
One city.
Heaven out.
One enemy remaining.
Heaven.
Maybe already rafters. Still on the rafters. Low. I dinked him. Ruby's holding rafters.
Nice!
Good job. Nice round.
I have my ulti, we can do split if you want.
Right back on the horse after a timeout, and it seems like everything's flowing well for GX. Not holding my breath, though. Can they chain those rounds together is the question, and will Izzy give them another opportunity like that?
Like, this is again, it is just the give and take of Eternal Fire, but I also think that the pause genuinely might have come from Pipson just to go like, guys, why are you playing their game? Like, why are you playing scared? Like, if we play slow, they're going to get aggressive on us. We're the attackers. Let's set the pace, fast down mid, pop flash immediately, and then an aggressive play into B main. A completely different change of pace, and they're all built up outside that A site again, looking like they might be about to do the same. Eternal Fire, no, though. Look how far up Izzy is already. He's got full B main control within the first 5 seconds. Oh, timing.
Stun landed as well. Makes himself harder to hit, and in the meantime, Audaz trades out too. I mean, look, it's not as bad as it could have been. Flickless had the ult, but he can't place it. Shut down by Echo with the early fight. And as we said, there's one thing you can count on Eternal Fire for, and that is aggression. They give GX no room to breathe.
I'm just going to say, like, people out there, I know that, like, people watch VCT and they go, I'm going to do that stuff in my rank game. If you ever watch Echo play, don't do any of what he's doing. You can't do this. You can't run through a smoke into a snake bite, be vulnerable, and then just kill 2 people. Like, that, it doesn't work. And if it does work, you're probably going to go 2-15.
Yeah, exactly. This guy is something else. This whole team is as well. 1 round behind from a 7-1 deficit. They have clawed their way back into the game, back into contention, and again, left GX on a mixed buy. 3 pistols in play for this squad. But again, no shortage of opportunities. If they get to a site, a Viper's pick could turn the tide immediately.
They've got to be a little confused because it is 20 seconds into the round and Echo hasn't pushed mid. So that's probably why they're just wondering what's currently going on. He kind of baited for Neki though. He's helped him out. Well, he's even supporting. He comes back a little bit later to help clean up. We spoke about a few players attempting to try and catch up. It seems like Echo might be the one to do it.
Is he going? He's not going out of his pin. He's not going out of his pin. He is. He's an absolute madman.
Grabinho,
that didn't even cross Grabinho's mind. He's like, they've pitted, they've got the spike. It's a tiny choke point for us to walk through.
It's a 2v4.
We're on pistols. They've got the advantage. So I'll try fight the other, and he's walked through his pit. Fantastic. The guy's a madman.
Also, I have a question. Did he used his pit in a 2v4?
Yes.
So it's completely
only to walk through it. I've never seen a man with that much audacity.
I think he rolls purely on instinct. I wouldn't even be surprised if he was just playing with music on. It's just like, yeah, guys, whatever you say.
He must have the hood off as well.
Yeah.
Could be a day, could be alone. Oh, here comes the showstopper. Insult to injury at 11-11, a full buy. Insult to injury at 11-11, a full buy for GX. Everything on the line here. Remember, they're fighting for their survival. An Eternal Fire bouncing back into this map may just be the Shepherd's vitality needed, keeping their dream of playoffs alive as Echo hammers a shot to Cloud. Izzy in with another, and the Gatekeeper slamming shut the portcullis. As GX have to flee B main, a 2v4 presented, and you know what that means? Someone on Eternal Fire is going to push.
Yeah, they already know they're boxed in. Most teams at this point might try and double back towards mid. They know they are locked in. They know they have to kill someone, so they might as well continue the direction they're going. And Izzy with a missed shot has given an opportunity. Another piece of utility, but they're slowly being surrounded on.
One by one.
Looking to try and make his move. Fabian that flank is coming ever faster, and that's why the rest of the players, Ordaz and Neki, are being a little bit smarter about this, taking their time. Smoke fades, that one's free, and then the swing comes out from Ordaz. Perfectly played at the end of the round. And again, from 7-1 down, from what was looking like a done deal, Eternal Fire are now in the lead.
Staying alive on this map was the question for Eternal Fire. In the first half, 7-1 down, 9-3 at the half, and a pistol to give them the smallest bit of hope, but survival has turned into conquest, 1 round away from stealing a map that looked certain to be Giant X's.
Yeah, what was he? Was he 1-9? Did
1 and
you
8.
say? 1 and 8. 18 and 14 right now. Pretty decent second half from Fabian. And he's looking to maybe try and add another one to the body pile. He's got support from Ordaz, but it is the Fabian show. He's going to go in with a shotty at the end. It is disgusting from Eternal Fire. Just when you had hope, they snatch it. The lack of the drone, the lack of the dart is always going to be difficult. But I also think that this squad has been able to make very aggressive, fast-paced moves. And I think both of these initiators can help with that.
Oh, well, let's see if that converts to round and map wins. Eternal Fire wasting no time getting into the A site. He's already cleared everything. The flash through. God catches Izzy, but Echo is the one to land on the Flickless. The man who aced the pistol round to start out the previous, but we have a new contender. West side, 1 shot away. Ordaz is on 15. A bullet to the chest will lock in. Another pistol round ace for GX. This time it's West side.
My God. I know something that Pipson has been practicing on the training ground. It's just those pistol rounds. What an insane recovery. Like the 3 shots in quick succession. The rest, okay, it was a little bit more labored, but the first 3 were absolute filth of what could have been another blistering start for Eternal Fire. It's going to be a pistol in GX's favor.
Waylander's face says it all, man. You can see the shock, the disbelief. What a round. There's a reason that Westside, when he first stepped on the scene, we were amazed by this guy's Sheriff, usually against the rifles. But here in a pistol round, an ace to kick it off. And well, that win in the sales was very important for GX in map number 1. It took them close to their destination before they started taking in water. Well, there's a leak. Westside domed right after his ace as he's caught in his dog with utility out. They're closing the distance now. Eternal Fire have Flickless to deal with. Fabian's found another. The numbers thinning. The herd is not looking healthy as another finds its way into Eternal Fire's hands. An ace in the pistol. And now they're on the back foot. What a shot from Echo. He won't find the last, but Grabinho has 3 players to take down. The thing is, they have to come to him. That's the spike on the floor, but he's setting up a smoke. He's setting up a smoke, and he could have been caught, but somehow he's managed to slip by undetected. I think he's given himself enough space that he doesn't even peek through that smoke. This is a nasty position, but the man he's set up to kill, did he just dog himself?
Yeah, I think
he just dog himself?
He's just dogged himself. I've never seen anyone do that before. It doesn't matter. He's gonna get the kill. You gotta make it interesting, all right? Yeah, the Vitality guys sat back at home, anxious, and watching a guy stun himself. Oh, it doesn't matter in the end. It is gonna be 1-1.
I mean, Westside got caught with his dog out, and then what Fabian did was just something completely different. That's a generational misplay.
I was going to say, like, the last time they played this map, I think it was Westside and Flickless had swapped roles. So it was the other way around. So I was like, maybe he got caught in the dog because he's not normally in the dog. Fabian plays quite a lot, Sky, so I got nothing for that one.
It was so quick as well. So speedy to get that done. Obviously, he was trying to round the corner super quick and instead caught himself. So that is a first for me to see in that fashion. Nice shot by Izzy. And again, when you win that first round and lose the second, you are screwed economically. Eternal Fire should have an easy time with this, and that was honestly the one main danger. The bookie up close dealt with a site wide open.
Yeah. Westside's actually not dead, by the way. I'm just looking at that HP bar, and I was like, oh, no, he's still alive, just as low as can be.
Okay, Izzy had a choice of going through double doors or the single door, and he chose the single door, didn't he? Luckily, Neki came through anyways. I just didn't want to see him shift walk his way through double doors and get shot in the side with the outlaw. And that isn't what we've seen. West side with 1, but 4 more to take down. The question of cost is what he's about to answer, and the answer is there will be none. Neki trading himself out with martyrdom. That stun doing a small bit of damage.
Yeah.
That is one of the rare times you'll see it get a kill.
Yeah, the special delivery. It's not something that ever really gets killed.
It's called. It's the Tao stuff.
One enemy remaining.
You're welcome.
I may use that in the future. Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
But 2-1. A blistering start from West Side, and still finds himself 2-1 down. There is a lot to be desired. And as I said, this was sort of the surprising pick for me from Eternal Fire. Both teams having losses to Fnatic. But they did have an incredible attack side of this map. Of course, this was all the way back in week 1, so they've had work, had time to change this map around, maybe been saving it for a special moment, although they are already qualified. Maybe they're just looking to test it, but it doesn't seem like much needs testing. Echo frying.
One enemy remaining.
And while
Spike
Ara now
down
left
A.
to fight versus 3, this was the first proper buy that they got, and he's got to go for something here. He's got to try something. He's made out. I think even that's a bit of a surprise for him. And Echo, of course, is waiting there. By the way, Mitch, since Split, this man has not stopped. He's 9-2.
The funny thing about watching him play as well is you'll normally see the double duelists trying to trade each other out, right? So somebody following a Neon who can also move fast, who's blast pack behind or in front, perhaps. But in this case, Echo, in so many of the rounds, even thinking back to the previous map, it feels like him and Izzy have this charisma. Chemistry was the word I was looking for, where they swing in towards the site.
There's your charisma.
That is charisma, yeah, there. I knew that was coming. Where Izzy goes in and opens the space, and Echo is the one to trade off the back of it. Like, he works so well around those initial peaks with his teammates to find massive advantages. Now, GX are struggling in this round economically, obviously. They just got stomped on a buy round. But they're going for a different idea. Let's push down mid, let's create that pressure. Previously, we caught Echo there with the spike, this time without the spike. And the B side will find a plant there. But there is a rifle to be recovered. It's a little out of position and probably defended. We can see that it is. Izzy is holding it, or was holding it. So they won't even recover that, which is a bit of a downside. But if they can keep trades going, at least make it costly, because Eternal Fire's money is going to get out of control.
I was going to say, this is a bit of an audacious angle from Ordaz. I guess it's in the name. What? Okay. Well, that was a very nice shot from Aaron. He's given Flickless a chance. A man who was phenomenal, but it comes down to just 29 health. For a low buy round, it's impressive, but I'm gonna need that shot from Ara a little bit slower, please.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was nasty. Really and truly nasty. There's the first. Is he the one to get this trade? No, it's this. It's this. Boom! Goodness gracious. So quick with it. The ult ends up letting him down.
Clutch
And for Eternal Fire, a very different vibe to the start of the previous map. As we said, they allowed GX to start on their favorite half in the first map, and well, it certainly paid off for them in the end. That second half momentum really stomped out any spark of hope over on GX. And we're getting to the stage that GX might have to hope for the same if they lose this round. A full buy, an AWP in play. A lot of ults for Eternal Fire. Pressure already put on, and Salvo's guiding, but Flickless has a little gap indeed. He'll survive, but Izzy's on him fast, not expecting him to be so close. They thought that space was clear, but it doesn't matter. Not when Fabian steps up to the plate like that. A plant secured. And they've not only got that ultimate for repositioning, they've got stars for
He
post-plant.
goes through it.
What is with these guys?
That's just disrespectful. He puts it down and goes, well, no one's going to expect this. And he was right. Left onto Ara. Oh, that was his chance. Now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. 2 players on either side of an impossible battle. Even flashes coming through. Extra utility to make sure that he can't even get on that diffusal. Fabian's just being a nuisance, just being annoying, just dancing around the edge of that site. Another flash in, and that one is perfect. 5-1. Eternal Fire, even in deficits, fight back like it's nothing.
He's pulled the Jack Igo. It's nasty stuff, man. Seeing the sky back.
Was he singing?
Close. No, he'll put that in later.
Ah, okay.
We're bringing it close to the sky that we used to have back in the day. Not quite as powerful in terms of the impact second to second. Used to have more flashes to work with. in a round, but with the refresh. But it's still so deadly. If you have it online, you know someone's around the corner. Especially if you got a shotgun or something like that, it's game over. And Fabian,
Blinded.
deadly as can be with that. As we said, a big round for GX. It was much needed because now they're back into a low buy, an Eternal Fire, build up credits, build up momentum. The advantages keep stacking still.
Okay.
There's some contest from GX here. They've even managed to recover a rifle. Eternal Fire need to be very careful. Despite Cloud and Aura being low, this could still be a defender round.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't do that. Careful isn't in the manual. It never has been, never will. They've just spammed Cloud out through the Viper screen, and you can kind of understand the attempt to retreat, get the heals, but they don't even have the spike, by the way. Just bear that in mind, where the attackers currently sit and where the spike is. They're going to have to go on their own retrieval mission just to get the spike. There we go. Back they go. And this is something that is definitely being heard by their opponents. An opportunity for GX to now wrap around. The question is anybody watching it? Not really is the answer. Ordaz is still fighting. He's still fighting even with the spike. Just goes back, but even still they brought it back into a 1 versus 1. You almost feel like it would be justice for GX to win this round. But I'm not sure there's any justice in this world. Timing, it's not great. A look away from Echo, but he doesn't take a lick of damage. 20 seconds. Flickless is realizing he's got to run towards him. He's got to run into the crosshair. Looks to take the timing peak, looks to take the fight. And Echo might just opt to avoid it.
10 seconds left.
Hightail it towards the site, but knows that his opponent could be from anywhere. Has to try and get that plant in. Here's the steps are coming, but sticks the plant anyway. Absolutely no fear, but needs to turn around from behind. He's managed to avoid him, and finally, as said, it felt deserved. Flickless will get them a second.
Oh, that was a nail biter of a round. And indeed, the position taken by Echo, the wraparound could have been perfect if not for the quick thinking of GX. They take that low moment in the round and go pushing into the spawn, their opponent's spawn. And because they do that, they hear those players rotating back from the B side. They assume it's a rotate. They assume that's what they're catching. They don't know that they're waiting for the flank, but it doesn't matter. It plays into their favor, catching. They lean heavy into the aggression, into the loose play, into what is often the wrong play, but you're not expecting it, so it becomes the right play.
There's an art to it. It's like if you can find the timing that makes other people uncomfortable and you feel comfortable in those moments, you're impossible to play against, or at least it feels that way.
They call a timeout to pop Viper's Pit A main and Hunter's Fury off barrier up.
Must have been something that gave the game away. A very direct play style from Eternal Fire, and they've opted to now avoid that U2 Echo alone. And there was no response this time. You mentioned that 1-2 punch of him and Izzy, but this time it was just one punch. Leaves Westside still in position, and now the full force of GX are slowly surrounding them, boxing them in paranoia, puts them in an awkward position, but they're still, again, they're coming out on top. Surrounded, it seems. The Viper's Pit's gone. Cloud needs a hero play, and that's 2. He's done well to at least make this one close, but that spike plant was a bait. It was a tap just to try and pull players in, and it worked. Leaves Cloud alone, and again, Fabian comes out swinging. It feels like a round that Eternal Fire should never win.
It's going to be so frustrating from GX's perspective, from Flickless's perspective, where he's just watched a half on the second half of Split, where every time a Viper or wall or pit went up, that guy just ran through it, and he found 1 or 2 every time. And this time he's surrounded and tries to make the play. He hears them push the side and says, I'm going to walk through not just my pit, but the wall as well. They'll never see this coming. Shot by 2. Shot by 2 immediately. He didn't even get through the wall. His gun poked in and he was out of the round. You can't get away with what they do. Let's see what else they're going to do, though, on Eternal Fire. We've got to listen in after opening pick.
Kapıyı aç ya.
Yürüyen beyler ha.
Ben attım ona. Kapıyı aç ya. Bir tane daha öbür. Smoke var.
Double door 2-2 bir tane daha, onun da double door. Baba da ok attı bir yerden.
Acele sağda sağda. Burada Fabi burada.
Flash'ın var, atıp delaylayabilirsin.
İyiyim beyler iyiyim ben. Yellow. Geldim. İkisi de yellow galiba. 2 yellow boys. Sana bir
Yellow patlatın var.
smoke içi çıktı.
Oğlum bana bak.
Bir tane smoke içi geldi Fabi.
Double door 2'ye. Double door 2'ye.
Sağ olun. Hepsine cross koy.
Tamam sola gelsene. Sola flash atacağım pick atalım.
At.
Double door'daydı beyler.
Tamam,
Arka geliyor bak,
kuruyorum.
Arka geliyor. Double door'a tipi attı.
One planting, one in astral form. Like this is so gambly, and Grabinio's timing is perfect. Mordes gets the kill anyway. Oh, it looked like again he made the perfect play, but it seems like Eternal Fire in a lot of these moments just do not get punished.
Bro, they took the site. They had the opening pick 5 seconds into the round. They took the site, and it took another minute for them to start thinking about planting. 4v2. They ran through walls to take fights deep.
Yeah,
They're flanking
swing
before they've even touched the spike, even tapped it. It's
can we get
ludicrous to look at, but it's working.
Can we get a pips and pip just permanently for this game? Like, and that was the pistol and the second round, and then they lost 8 in a row, I think it was. So this is not a good sign.
No, I think in any context, this would be looked at as pretty bleak. GX fighting for survival, playoffs on the line, and 2 rounds on the board as we go into round 10. The defense with a bit of aggression around mid, clearly ready to spring a trap at any moment. The Sky Flash ready, a swing out of Aura can come in so quickly down the bottom of mid, and Grabinio serves as point of contact. But for now, patience, a rare feature of Eternal Fire's gameplay on display. Is
smoke in the way, that's why.
Slowly backing off, and it will be a 5-man hit. This is where Flickless was taken out immediately by the op before. He's given no retreat. He's stunned up by the special delivery, and Izzy's got something else for him. A shot from the op drops him, and the A site is theirs. The Viper's pick cutting off a vital rotation path. And where did GX go from here? Late flank even coming in from Izzy, who's 1 away from ult.
He's going to peek. At some point, this operator is going to swing, and they've got to be ready for it. And a long flank, Neki behind. He could be the nail in the coffin. It just depends if there's anybody left to place in them. Such aggressive positions, but there you go. 2 quick trades back, give them an opportunity. Back within the pit. An operator there is not particularly ideal. Echo, though, still going strong, but they're just sticking this all the way. They're trying to get it across the line. Only 1 man stands, and they will hold their ground. Grabinio takes their 3rd round. It's close, but GX won't mind.
Well, especially with how that started, losing the A site, having the late flank coming around from Neki as well. If he gets 1 kill, you've got the ult online from Teho. That's going to annihilate any chance of you taking that round across the line off the timing that we saw. But they dealt with him. They shut down every member they needed to. Izzy threw the smoke at the end. All he can do is be a human recon dart, and thankfully Cloud firing back for a double allowed those trades to come in the end. GX with a vital round. A 3rd on the board, but so much more still to fight for. This could be a dominant half from Eternal Fire.
So, okay, this time, this is much better from Cloud. I think he had the expectation that they were going to try again and do the same Teo ult. So he's just immediately thrown that through to deny. Drops Neki, makes sure there's no response. Instead, though, Grabinio might be under some serious pressure. This advantage might dissipate, but they push the judge. Leaves an even trade, and Aura so quick on the flank. It is smoked off for now. That smoke is going to fade. He missed.
Yeah, that's tough.
Why are you fighting that?
Jump peeking that with the Neon ult as well. The op's going to come back out eventually. Got to be scared of the walk up on that Cosmic Divide, but for Eternal Fire, where do you go now? It looks like they're going to isolate the fight up against the op. It's an audacious play, but it works out. Fabian's caught him. And with Audaz firing towards the back of the site, he'll put it down to a 1v1. No flash online for 8 seconds, and he's straight in for the fight. Fabian wastes no time finding an 8th for Eternal Fire.
5 HP. It is such a pinnacle round as well. The economy of Eternal Fire would have been in the bin for this last round. That genuinely could be the difference between a 7-5 and a 9-3 half. And did he shoot the spray? Is that what we just got a slow-mo was? He shot at the spray.
Oh, he's on his feet. That's not a good sign.
We needed Pips and Pip. I've been requesting it for a while, but we need it. I want Perma Pips and Cam.
It's like, you remember they used to do the Team Com streams that you could tune into separately? We just have one of Pips and Cam. I'd have it open on one of the monitors.
Oh, they are now doing that execute, but it's a bit more of a ruse. Before they all went through them. the choke. Instead, they're wrapping around the side. It's forced them into the open, but there are 4 players here. This is a very good read. They still expected it, but maybe not the wraparound. Decent work from Ara. Neki now in the clutch. Of course, his ultimate's just been utilized, and the spike probably couldn't be in a worse position, but Ara's low.
Ara's going to peek as well. He's holding the angle, but as he goes out, Neki's waiting for him, and the trade is too damn slow! A Red Bull clutch to put Eternal Fire miles into the lead.
That is, again, a couple of rounds, the last 2 specifically, you could look at that as an opportunity to bring this to a 7-5. Nonetheless, 9-3. But after these replays, don't forget, you can play along with the halftime quiz. Pearl, I believe that he's playing the Waylay on. Then we saw one very successful map and one not very successful map. So I imagine if we do move forward in this series, we're going to see more of the same. But I'm not sure we will. 9-3 up.
Scout destroyed.
And we're going to hear the pistol from GX.
Big side.
Just get rotating from it already.
Just get back. Go back. Come towards B. Just run towards B. Just run towards B. Everyone run towards B.
I have dog.
Guys, they are getting close to... Reclearing! React B, boys! Like 3 here.
Carry out on B.
3 here.
I'll swing from window.
Sky and one more. Want to go in, yeah?
Yeah, just go in together, boys.
Yeah, the smokes.
Yeah,
Smoke zips.
Under clear.
Let's go.
Elbow.
Guys, I'm gonna...
I'm leaving.
I'm
Backside.
ratting flank.
Close.
Carry line.
Nothing else.
I'm planting. I have dog.
I go here, backside.
I have flank,
plant,
boys.
guys. If they
Take a walk tunnel.
I hold him
Hold my
tunnel.
elbow.
Spike planted.
I
I
hold
have
him tunnel.
elbow. They put star on this.
Can you hold... Wait, I'm holding... Wait.
Guys, I'm dogging tunnel.
Raise plant, Tara.
Hold my
Okay,
elbow
okay.
still.
I still have.
Go, go, go.
Guys, One more flank.
Look
One
at here,
broken,
this
one
whole
broken,
city
one
together.
broken.
Yeah, 3, 2. Hold.
One broken. I jiggle tunnel.
One more flank. Go back, go back, go back.
Flank.
Let me jump it, let me jump it. One broken, don't block. Fine, Tara.
I'm holding broken.
I'm ready.
Broken on flank.
Broken one.
Broken 1 HP, 1 HP, 1 HP.
Chill now, chill now, chill.
1 HP.
Oh, I'll pick.
Nice, good job, let's go.
Good job, boys. Let's fucking go.
Well, morale certainly picking up in the GX camp as they find the pistol round here. They've been pretty good at pistols so far. No ace though, still let down.
Yeah, you know, you can't ace them all, unfortunately.
Only all of the opening pistols.
Yeah, and well, you know, they've managed to get themselves into a post part here, so someone would have had to be quite aggressive to do that. A lifeline, but that is now both pistols in this map 1, and they still sit at a monstrous deficit. Of course, for those who don't know the stakes, it is very simple. Eternal Fire, they're qualified. They are chilling. They're in a good spot. For the side of GX, if they win this series, they are in playoffs. And if they lose this series, Eternal Fire have gifted the spot over to Vitality. That is what's on the line. And for GX, sure, it might be nice to have your own life in your hands, but I think if you're a Vitality fan right now, you're quite happy that your life is in Eternal Fire hands instead.
Yeah. Not after the first half on split, I'll tell you that, but things certainly change quickly. And those Giants, as loud as they were on half 1 split, they went silent, they went dormant, back to their slumber. Maybe we can see the return here, but they have to be so careful. Remember, they lost the second round after winning the pistol in the first half, but now the danger, and I hesitate to say it, but it is only Echo and Audaz. They don't have weapons to work with, although the player did die here in mid. What did they have? Okay, it's going to be a Marshall recovery. Not the most helpful, but oh my good, a 6% retake success.
Yeah, because they played this map once versus
Oh,
Fnatic.
it's map specific, understood. Though we're talking retakes overall.
I
I was
hope
like,
it's
"Whoa,
map specific.
that's pretty rough.
I don't think that's. I think they had more than that probably in the last map, but I guess they don't. Maybe they don't need to retake very often. No, I am assuming
need a big sample size
that
to get to
it's
6.
Only this one. But there you go. Flickless there to close. A big part of their first half in the last map, so him stepping up would be a pretty big deal. But as noted, when they played versus Fnatic, this is GX, the only 2 rounds that they got were the pistol and the second round. So from here on out, it's whether or not it's the same story, or if they can recreate something. Now, it is also worth mentioning that in the same fashion, Eternal Fire had a 9-3 half versus Fnatic, and they lost the map. And it was on the same half. So there are clear parallels, but I don't know. I have a little bit more faith in the team in the lead. Call me fickle.
Oh, that's the thing. You might have faith in them, but we're not out of the woods yet. That is for sure. Double digits could be reached by Eternal Fire here, but the credits put on the line. A loss, again, closes the gap. And if you watch the first map, you know how quickly that can spiral out of control. Now, a late wall put in from mid. I like this from GX. Being a bit more dynamic with it, not as predictable. Izzy now having to react, and the main control is what they'll fight for. He's found one on site. Necky's holding the line behind the wall. This playthrough mid has really left Grabinho isolated and alone as the rest of the squad falls, and Necky's back into position, but Flickless lands the first shot for GX. Many more players to deal with, and they're taking it slow. I like this. They want to catch another player off before that retake starts, and Flickless has done just that with Cloud doubling up in the doors. GX won't let this one slip all too easily.
They let Echo a little bit ahead of the curve in my mind. Ordaz was just about to group up with him, and instead he decides to go it alone. It is that gift and the curse. We spoke about it in the last map. This man can win you rounds, and I feel like in this one he might have lost it. On the other side though, I think it was Cloud did incredibly well back towards the connector. Like, this is two players that aren't trying to play off each other. And with the Guardian, it can be fairly difficult to isolate both of those fights. Good job from him. And yeah, I'm not overly surprised to see an immediate pause come out of the Eternal. I know what he's about to do in this round. I could genuinely see in the next 20 seconds that he is in his opponent's spawn, and that wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, at this stage.
And I'm including the 5 seconds that just went on the countdown.
I don't think he's quite going to meet that metric, but they are certainly pushing. Early presence towards the elbow. 4 players there as Necky's going to send out the drone. See if this guy gets any contact. It's seen a barrel. They know there's someone up close, and that will steady the hands of the players in the connector. They don't want to walk too quickly into space that they know their opponents are occupying. And in goes the dog now. Bit of fake presence towards B as Eternal Fire wait further back. The Outlaw shot's not landing for the kills that need to be found, but Flickless, reliable as always. He's found himself a triple, and they're trying to deal with him, but he's hungry for another ace! This game has been gifting big plays to GX, to Flickless in particular. First with the pistols, now against it.
Hey, was it his second ace earlier?
This should be his third, yeah.
So he's already got more aces in this series than he's ever had before.
Tripled his numbers here today.
I want to know as well, what's the most aces we've had in a series? Because
by one player as well.
That's the, well, not even that. That's the third total for GX.
Yeah. I'm
Another
sure
in
that's
this map.
beat. But 2 aces in one map, in one series, that's a hell of a feat. Especially in a tight series where you've lost the first map.
And also, if you're on that Viper,
you
want to be getting that pit online. Arrow already taking space, a more of an aggressive stance. I liked when we saw that on Split, a slightly more direct move, but again, Echo is always in position. That Viper's pit will play no part, and I'm sure they wanted that in through the connector. A great cutoff point. Grabinho's done well. Re-aggressing, but they need so much more, and now the swarm of Eternal Fire players back in control. Double digits hit.
All right, so let's just stop acing from Flickless. Let's just put that to bed now, because it's the second time he's got an ace, and the second time that right after an ace, he's died immediately, and the whole team crumbles. It's remarkable. Eternal Fire bouncing right back into things. But as well, we talk about young teams and how difficult it is to fight from behind, how the sign of a good team is the ability to lose a map, even come close to losing a map, where most people are counting you out and still keep going. It doesn't even matter if you come back fully, but keeping the momentum there, keeping the morale high, those are the important things and the hard things to nail down. I haven't seen Eternal Fire look like they're, even if they're under pressure in the server, they don't look like it down on the stage.
Oh, for them, this is a low-pressure game. This is an opportunity to have some fun, keep themselves right near the top of that board. Only behind the squads that went 5-0, which, you know, that's fair enough. Fabian, oh, he's not expected. Okay, well, a couple of players should be dead in this moment, and somehow it's not Fabian. He's managed to get 2, and now as he strikes as the defender, finally he's been killed off, but it's too little, too late. Grabinho now needs not an ace, but 4, 3, Okay. That was a nice shot. Spike down, but it's defended still from multiple angles. Echo slightly ahead of the curve. But Ordaz is just patient. And actually, Grabinho, the thing is, Grabinho has the right read, but at the wrong time. He's expecting someone to come from the window. And unfortunately for him, they came 3 seconds after he checked it.
Well, the locks sliding into place for the gatekeepers, one at a time, 11 to 7.
Bad.
Eternal Fire. Look. Oh, we're gonna get a fun stat in a moment as well. But Eternal Fire looking to lock GX out of playoffs and protect the herd as Vitality rely on them to take this dub.
Damn.
Flickless has now had more aces in one match than Boaster has had in his career.
What a trophy.
There was no need for that.
Yeah, you know, I think I'd rather have winning lock-in and, you know.
I suppose, when you put it that way.
Well, before you think of trophies, you got to think of playoffs, and that is slowly slipping through the fingers of Giant X in this moment. An early battle that didn't go too bad, but the response once again, the push that's gone all the way down mid. Now, West Side's positioning is not bad, but they've put an orb. They had the orb at this point in the round just to bounce into the window. And then they put it down to check if there's anyone there. West Side just gonna be like, what are you guys doing? Why are you expecting everything? And then they clear up like it's nothing. Honestly, if I was playing this game in ranked, I'd think they were cheating.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It genuinely, we had this question when they joined the league, their play style and even just their individuals of were they ready for EMEA? And it looks like EMEA might not have been ready for Eternal Fire. They are the ones coming through with a style of play that we've seen before, I'll say that. But we've not seen it work. We've seen teams crumble, trying to do what these boys are doing down on that stage. But the young guns shining bright. 5 chances to close this series 2-0, to close the books on this stage for Giant X and send Vitality to the playoffs alongside them.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is that I think Vitality will owe them a little bit of a Mayday gift. Maybe a drink in the sun. Nonetheless, it's very aggressive, very fast-paced, and the Battle of the Neons goes the way of Izzy. Operator back out, and the full force of this Eternal Fire side are ready and waiting. Ult sent through, they won't have the backside. And even throwing extra utility, but Grabinho's done fantastically well. It leaves Echo and Ordaz both in the same position. Grabinho maybe overstays his welcome a little. Puts this back into a 3v2.
The counter pick, the reaction spam normally there, but Cloud instead wraps around. I love this. A knife in the back already for Eternal Fire. Those shots don't land. Ordaz still thriving, and it gets dangerous with Flickless inside the pit, down to 46, but he will survive as GX push up to 8. 4 more in a row needed.
I was so much expended in that round as well. That was the goal from Eternal Fire, just throw everything into the blender to end it. That was an overdrive. We got Teo's ult as well, Viper's pit. They were just trying to close as quickly as possible. And with all of that expended, GX can be very happy that they managed to survive that onslaught. Sure, they had to use a piece or two of their own, but that was fully worth it. The problem, though, economy of Eternal Fire is not gone. They're going to go aggressive. How aggressive is he? That's Flickless gone. It's not a man you want to lose. Nice work, Ara. Also has overdrive, and he wins out as well. He might have just saved the round.
I think he did. On 7 HP, surviving as well. The numbers stacked against Echo and Ordaz. It wouldn't be the first time that we see them fight their way against the odds back into a round. But this one carries much more weight than any before it. Another chance to end the run of GX. They're slow to approach, and Westside is the first guard standing inside main, waiting for the battle. Then he loses. Now the eyes drawn to this position. Both players moving in, limited utility. Stars not set up either. Nothing but their guns, their aim, and their ability to bring them through this choke point, and that's exactly what it is. A choke on the entry as GX slowly inch their way towards an overtime.
Yeah, the moment here from Ara honestly was the deciding point of not just this round, not even the map, but the entire game. Like the fact that he realizes that, okay, they have full B main
Boys,
control.
chill a bit in this clutches. Stop making too much plans, guys.
They're getting aggressive, and yeah, well,
I like that.
trying to keep things a little bit more simple, because that's what worked for them. Ara just sliding straight through the salvos, fighting Eternal Fire almost at their own game. The problem, though, is that economy still isn't broken. Still an operator in play for Izzy. Okay, sure, this is now them on their last legs economically, but
Scout destroyed.
that doesn't mean much.
GX waiting for their spot in playoffs. Another map needed, 3 in a row to bring us to overtime first. A heal up of the damage dealt onto Izzy, and he's not backing off, even with the smoke up. I think there's even a gap in that from what we see him holding. They're all on GX, moving towards this angle. Indeed, a gap, and now as it fades, he'll step right back in. We know he will. This is Izzy. This man is not afraid. He's always ready to take a fight, but the flash catches him. Gravino landing the kill, the A site not wide open, but it's only Fabian, and he should be locked out by that wall. But off this salvo, does he decide to do something? Does he pounce? Surely not.
Just waiting for the tap.
Buying time.
Buying additional time. There's still a lurk of Barrett in mid with an operator, and Fabian, if anything, the delay gave them the extra foresight to just spam the box. It's a classic position, one that most people don't opt to play because it is so regularly spammed. They go, okay, well, we got a couple of seconds. Might as well spam that box, and his position is revealed. The lurk from Ara as well pays dividends, and that's now another. From a 5-round deficit, a sealed deal. It now comes down to just 2. An OT, well, it's not a mile away.
It really isn't, especially with where the economy's at. We have 2 players saving, even then one is a Guardian. Still, there's going to be gaps coming into the next round. We don't have like a Neon ult for Izzy to fall back on. So weaknesses, even that Guardian, and whenever Neki decides to buy up, so I assume he'll give that over to a buddy. And if they decide to put all their eggs in one basket, try to win the next, it could very quickly slip away. GX clearly hungry to survive this stage. Well, Eternal Fire have both players carrying those weapons forward. Very valuable for them to do so. Now 12-10, a 2-round gap. Again, this has been a series of comebacks. We've seen it here now with GX rallying themselves for one last stand. I feel that pressure, that build-up on the other side. The attackers confident. Ultimate's out of the game for now, barring Groovy. We move towards this A site. There is only one man there. An early flash sent deep, catches some players. Fabian normally calling for a rotate, but instead he's calling for a push as Eternal Fire fill in the gap towards middle. The question remains, if push comes to shove on the A site, will Fabian be able to hold his ground with just a stinger?
Well, the flash is the ruse. The flash is, I have put that through to set Izzy up on the angle, because that's what they've been doing all the way through this game. So you throw that flash, and look how long it takes GX to do anything, because you're like, okay, well, Izzy is now on that angle. But that wasn't the case. They were setting the trap elsewhere. The problem, though, with the amount of time that's gone and the Tiger, GX have now solved their own ruse. Okay, we've cleared all of this out. You were trying to bait us that there was somebody here. We now know there isn't. So that's pulled the rotation of Eternal Fire back in the other direction. And now this is a problem, because this leaves an open site. This leaves Neki with the opportunity to delay. He still has both salvos, a special delivery to go with it, but he is alone.
Yeah, and with the drone gone, they had no chance of spotting it early. So the first time he can call for backup, they're already on the site. Izzy's running in. Izzy's running in! He's gone through both walls! He's taking a fight on backside already! That's completely caught them off guard! Eternal Fire are doing it again! They knew boots on the ground, but they were not afraid! And now Flickless, the last man standing on a team that were next in line for playoffs. But it's looking like a queue that they'll never reach the front of.
Oh no, it's not landed.
Blocking off the defuse, and he thinks the snake bite is denying, but it's not even close! 13-10! Eternal Fire, the gatekeepers! They've turned the doorway into a barricade,